Alright guys, coming up next, a review on the Mixars Duo MKII mixer, Serato enabled mixer. Hope you guys enjoy. Guys, thanks for checking out the video. Today I'm doing a review on the Serato Mixars Duo. It's by Mixars, an Italian company. This mixer's been around for a while. I'll just go into a little more in depth than what I think some of the other reviews went into. You might have already seen. Let's talk about the construction of the mixer. It is a beast, built like a tank. It's metal. It has metal pots here, pots or whatever you want to call them. Let's pull this one out so you can see what I'm talking about. Metal. Everything is built quality. Now, as far as these pads here, they are similar to Akai MPC style pads. They can take a beating. They seem like they're built pretty well. These are going to last for a while. So all of the face of this mixer, all of the buttons seem pretty good. The only button I have an issue, it's not a button, it's actually a switch. This switches from your sampler, so when you load your samples, and from your cues. Sampler on this side, cues on this side. This is made of plastic. I wish this was made maybe a different type of button or a different type of mechanism to switch that on and off. Alright, so let's get into the rest of this mixer. This fader, again, this is the Galileo. This is a nice fader. If you like to cut and scratch, this is going to do the job. On the side here, I'm sorry, on the bottom here, or the front of the mixer, you can see you have cut fade, cut in, you have a crossfader curve, you have curve adjustments on the top faders. Really quality mixer. Let's do the blow test here, just so you can get a feel of how light this fader is. I'm going to blow from one side to the other, and you're going to see that's not going to fly across, but you'll get the idea. Alright, that's a pretty chill fader, pretty gel, nice, smooth, easy fader, but it's not overly light, but it's light. You're going to be able to do your cutting on it. Let's get into some of the effects on the mixer. This has built-in filters, high and low. Let's test that out real quick. So there's your high, there's your low. This is built into the mixer, so when you switch and you play vinyl, or maybe even a CD or another from a line level, if it's in this line fader input, you are going to be able to use this effect. It's not has nothing to do with your software. Let's get into some of the other effects. A lot of people are interested in the echo out. This faders for the effects are post fader only on line faders, not cross fader. That's not a deal break for me, because most people are used to using those effects, those echo out. Let's say it's an echo out they're using on the top faders, not the cross faders. So let's take a look at that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit this button right here, FX select. You hit that button, you activate, and this is going to cue how wet or how dry that is. So in other words, how deep that effect is. Let's try it. So there's a tail out. Like I said, all quality equipment. Let's go into a loop roll. This has loop roll. See this button right here? You press this button, and if you have 2 4-beat, however it's set up in your software, it will start off there, but then you can adjust it to the left. It goes down small. It goes all the way to, I think, a 1/4 beat. Let's try that. Okay, when you want to disengage that, all you do is press this button. Loop is off. As long as your BPMs are correct, the way you put it in your software, it's a smooth effect. It's going to work. Let's look at the top of this fader. What a real cool feature is on a lot of these controllers and new mixers are, this is very similar. I'm sorry, I digress. This is very similar to the Z2 or Z2, they call it here in the US. You have a really cool sampler. I was talking about the switch here. So this sampler switch, you just switch and then you got your own volume here, so you can hit your samples.
D.J.Johnny
and control how loud it is in your blend, in your mix. Very nice. Okay, you have split cues here for your mix, your master. The split cue is over here on the side, I'm sorry, and it's loud. It's a quality sounding product. It's going to sound at least as loud as any of the Pioneers that I've been on, so there's no issue with that. You have a master, you have a booth, your FX, just like we showed over here, it's over here, your loop is over here. You switch, like I said, from samplers to your cue points here. So all your cue points are on these pads. Then you got another bank. So you got a total of 8 per bank. A right bank and a left bank. Like I said, I'm very impressed with this mixer. One of the other really cool things I thought is that if you could check here in the front, hopefully this could show in the video, you have Aux-in, so you could put in an iPhone, an Android phone, an MP3 player. If someone's got some music that you don't have available, you could just put it in through the front, not having to go through the back. Very cool. Like I said, you got a reverse here. If you like to hamster scratch or whatever the kids call that, you could do that on here. You could blend. You could have these line faders set up for blend, or you could have them set up for a cut, so a real quick cut. Headphone inputs, it has that 1/4 inch and it has the mini jack, okay? And they seem pretty stable in here, okay? So it seems like you're not going to have any issues. Really impressed by what this mixer is, by how much I paid for it. I paid like $650. I got a real good deal on eBay, brand new. I don't think you could get a Serato enabled mixer at that price. It's just not going to happen. Your Pioneers or your Reigns are going to cost you thousands of dollars, $1,500, $1,600, unless you get it secondhand. So on the back here, you got all the type of inputs that you want. You have XLR, you have booth outputs, you have a record. Hopefully I'll show that in a graphic, all the outputs. I don't want to move this mixer and show it to you like that because it's nice and set up. I'll just throw a graphic. But you have your record, you have your booth, you have RCAs, anything that you could want as far as for any professional, semi-professional, at-home gig. All that stuff is in there. And like I said, a record, which a lot of mixers these days, they don't come. Like I think the not the S9, but the one that came out, the Serato, it's a bit more budget price. That one does not have a record out. I am very happy with this mixer. I love playing with it. Oh, full kills on these. So if you're playing a record, you're going to kill that. Complete your highs, your lows. It's just a very intuitive mixer. Design, like I said, I hate to say this again, similar to that Z2. Look, this is a US. We're into Serato more than we were Tractor. If Tractor offered it, I might be into it. But Native Instruments probably should have put it out in a Serato version. But this is very similar to that, and that is not a bad thing, unless you're talking about some issues where the companies are fighting over which company came out with this design and whether one company bit their style or not. But really intuitive. You load tracks here. This button right here, you will go through your folders, you go through your crates, you push it, and then you load. Here's my right and my left. Really cool. Very happy with this mixer. Let me see if I can get a cut in real quick. And I am so sorry if I'm running about here like a chicken with his head cut off, just so you can get a feel of how the cut-in is. So not my best cutting, but if you can throw down, you can throw down on this. Nice mixer, all around built, well, good quality. And one thing I'm going to mention, another little pet peeve, this has one sound card. Those Rain mixers that cost that much more have 2 sound cards. So what that means is if your partner's coming with his laptop, he could hook right in. On this mixer, you cannot do this. You have to either play a vinyl or play something from this auxiliary input to be able to switch your laptop. You're functioning from your laptop. Basically, on some of the more high-end mixers, you can double up. You could basically, one guy could play on one side and the other guy can play on the other side, and you guys can switch off this way. It can't be done on this. It only has one sound card. But at this point, price point, like I said, I'm not complaining about that. It's not the biggest deal. But it does have, and I will show this hopefully on the screen, it does have some USB input. So let's say you have a phone to charge. Let's say you have an aftermarket sampler or anything like that. Apple laptops in particular, they usually only have two USB hubs. You're going to be able to plug into the back of here. You've got some options for your USB hubs to charge or to run other gear. I am very happy with this mixer, and I hope you guys enjoyed the review. And my next mixes and stuff that I put on YouTube, I'll be dealing with this bad boy. Very happy to say that I can recommend this Mixars Duo. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Have a nice one.